G'day guys, David from the Xylem Zone here. Just want to come today and talk about these three little letters, LMI. And for a lot of people, not understanding these three letters means they can never ever own their own home. So today in this short video, I just want to give you some ideas about how you could potentially turn these three letters, what is potentially a dirty word, and reverse it around so you can actually get into your own home faster and get that security you're looking for a lot earlier. So what's LMI actually mean? It actually stands for Lenders Mortgage Insurance. Now I've got a little story. When I first went out to get my first property over 20 years ago, I went into the bank and tried to work out how much we needed to buy. Now I'm going to go by today's prices, not back then, but it was in Sydney, so it's not too far away. But the price was around $500,000. So that means for most people who want to go out and get an 80% loan because they don't want to pay this thing, LMI, they go for this. As a result of getting an 80% loan, then they've got to come up with 20% deposit. Now what's the issue there? Well, at $500,000, 20% deposit is $100,000. And once you factor in your stamp duty, your bank fees, your legal fees, you're going to be up to about $125. That's about 5% on cost that you need to come up with out of your own pocket. Now most people don't have that type of cash. And remember, this is generally the first home we're talking about when you're getting into the market. So what are the options? So again, we've gone, in my situation, I said to the banker, I don't want to pay this insurance. Why should I pay mortgage insurance to the bank to insure their risk then when they should be kind of looking after me as the customer? And they just said, bottom line, that's the way the rules are, like it or lump it. Because if I went and back then I didn't know what I knew today, so then I didn't buy a property at that particular point till I got a bit more educated down the track. So let's look at another way we can turn that situation around and use the LMI to your advantage. Now we're going to look at the same value house, 500,000, but now we're going to look at a 90% LVR. Now with 90% LVR on the same purchase price, we need 50,000 for a deposit plus 25 grand for costs. So that's a $75,000 we're going to need in total. Now because we're going above the 80% threshold, they're going to charge us this LMI, this mortgage insurance. And on average, at 90%, it's about 2% of the value of the loan. So on a loan at $450, we put 50 grand into cash, we're going to pay about $9,000 in mortgage insurance. Now again, that seems like a lot of money, and it probably is if you had to go and save it yourself, but the question you need to ask is when you talk to your broker or talk to the bank, say, can I capitalize the LMI? Now what does that mean? That means that you can put that $9,000 on top of your loan. So now our loan, instead of being $450, would be $459. And instead of coming up with the $9,000 and cold hard cash out of our own sweat and tears, we can borrow that $9,000 for the mortgage insurance as well. Now if we go and look at interest rates at about 3% at the moment, that would mean on $9,000 you pay about $270 for the whole year, which is basically only about $5.19 a week, about a cup of coffee to service the interest on that $9,000. But look, instead of having to save for 125 grand, you've been able to have half the deposit and get into your own home a lot earlier. Now this is a way that you can utilize it to your advantage and basically get that security you're looking for. Now a lot of the clients we're working with, we'll work with them for 1 or 2 years, we'll help get a money management plan in place, we'll set up purpose-driven goals, we'll also then sit down, have a debt reduction program, and we'll work with them to build that deposit. And in some cases, we'll actually go and build their own home, and then we can actually put in only maybe a bit over $30,000, and we'll pay a lot less stamp duty because you're only paying on the land, and we can get some of the different grants and other incentives out there at the moment. So could you save $30,000 if you wanted to get into your own home in the next 2 years? Well, that's what we're helping people do. So instead of doing the 150 or 125, you can get there much earlier. Anyway, the Xylem Zone is all about education. Hopefully that's been useful today and gives you a different perspective when you go out there and talk to the banks and find out your next step on this journey. Thanks. Talk to you soon.